Hi everyone, it is 20 degrees out and it is freezing. I just turned up the heat, made myself a cup of Earl Brulee tea by Amity, and decided I'd do a video on what I've been reading, what I've been buying this last month. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I know my husband will watch this video. He's up in North Dakota. Hi honey, it was within my budget. So, first I'm going to show you the books I bought. I told myself I was going to go on a 2-book buying binge. Not a binge. That's not a binge at all for me for books. I am going to only buy 2 books a month. Well, I bought 3. But I sold a lot back to a used book store, McKay's too. So the first one, I think I saw this on Lauren in the Books channel, The Button Box. The story of women in the 20th century told through the clothes they wore. I love books about seamstresses or embroiderists. I love reading about the fashion in older days, in anything like this, because I've made my living by hand and thread. As you can see, there's kind of just a tad bit of my quilting stash that needs to be weeded out. And then I got this book, The Diary of a Bookseller. I cannot wait to start this, by Sean Bethel. I love books about books. In fact, I need to do a whole video on my books about book collection. And then this one, I'm just about finishing, The Bear and the Nightingale. And this has so many great reviews. And people love it, and I have to say the writing is absolutely beautiful. I mean, it just pulls you in. This woman knows how to write a book, Catherine Arden. But what was interesting is it's a lot about Russian folklore, and I'm not into fairy tales. I'm not into folklore. I'm just not into that. I see these people recommend these books, and I really need to go in and read more about them, because there's certain type of literature I like, and I mostly read nonfiction. So for me to go on a tangent like this, at first I was doing okay, but then it really got into the folklore, and I've had a hard time finishing it. So, but it is written beautifully. The first book I read of this year is Burial Rites by Hannah Kent. This is about the last woman to be executed in Iceland and for murder. And wow, another beautifully written book. I gave this one, I believe, 4 stars. It's a sad book. It's a sad book, but it was kind of interesting to read about her life. She was taken to a farm, I believe, up in northern Iceland, to live out her final days with a prominent family before the execution. And yeah, kind of sad book, but another beautifully written one. Then I read The Bookseller of Kabul by Asna Siersted. I don't know how to pronounce that. But you know, when I picked up this book, I'm like, oh, that looks like such a delightful read. This is a horrific book. This was a horrific book. It's horrific the way women are treated over there in Kabul, Afghanistan. And at first, you start reading about the bookseller, and you kind of like him, but then you realize how he runs his family, and yeah. So I'm glad I've read it, but yeah, I don't know if I'd recommend it or not. If you want to know more about Afghanistan and the way life is over there for women and what's going on, then yeah, definitely pick it up. Now this one I'm working my way through, Praying God's Will for Your Life by Stormy O'Martian. Now this is more my type of book. It's Christian literature. This woman is quite something. I'd never heard of her before, but she had a horrific childhood, the way her mother treated her. And she goes into the way she found the Lord, prayerful walk to spiritual well-being. Really easy to read. And then here again, speaking about the fantastical, this Essex Serpent by Sarah Perry. I was so highly recommended, and oh my goodness, I just don't get into the fantastical whatnot. So yeah, so I know a lot of people like this. I'm finding out too, I'm a different demographic than most of the booktubers. So what younger people enjoy, I don't as much. So I need to find me, I guess I need to just find more booktubers that are more my age. I'm old. And then the book that I'm working through, a book that takes its time. I pick a book project out a year, 1 or 2 books, and I work through them in my planner and implement them into my life. So that's what I'm doing. So that is kind of my reading life. I'm really trying to read. I want to read 100 books this year. I'm going to be lucky, I think, if I read 52, just because of this online journaling class I'm doing every month. But anyway, that is John Elise January Reads, and thank you so much for watching.